Welcome to Untitled. This is the National Technical Assistance Center for Transition. So everything that you want to know about transition, this is the website that you want to come to. Now, I know that you don't have a lot of time to come in and play and practice on these. So there's a cute couple of places that I really wanted to bring you to. The first one is let's look at resources. If you hit the resource tab and go down here to top resources, it'll pull up a list of different sections so you can pick based on what category that you fall in. Notice folk rehab is on here because we're under the Department of OSER. So I'm going to go to teachers. If I go to teachers, what are some things that are relevant to transition? And the reason I wanted to look at this together is because I think some of you are going to be shocked about what actually is relevant to transition. So first off, we have the evidence-based practices and matrix, which we're going to come back to in just a minute. But you also have the predictors by outcome areas. Predictors are important because you want to make sure that you're getting those big ticket items so that you can put into place effective practices that match them. Then aligning evidence-based practices and predictors. Again, that's really important. Mental health and secondary transition. So we're always hearing about social emotional behavior. Here gives you suggestions of what is best practices for in the classroom. Competitive integrated employment gives you a quick guide. Transportation and different ways to work within that. One of the ones that I'm going to come back to in just a moment is the universal design for learning, because I know I say that often in my training, but it's so relevant and so effective that it's actually a transition best practice. Guide to developing collaboration between school and community and business partnerships, which we know is important. And then the Indicator 13 checklist, which helps you make sure that your transition plans are what they're supposed to be. So if you click on these, and I'm going to click on the universal design for learning because I think it's really important to understand that mindset. It brings you up, it gives you an overview of what it is, why it is important, the research that supports it, how it applies to families, administrators, school practitioners. So it takes you to each thing that you could possibly want to know for a quick and simple overview of that procedure. So I recommend that you come back and you really look at UDL on your own time, or if you want to use the time in this session to come back and look at it, that's fine too. Now, I'm going to go back away from those. Well, let's go back to the top resources first. So that's where you find the resources. Now, you also have effective practices. If you just click on effective practices, you'll see where the effective practices and predictors come up. You can print them. You can look at their definitions, or you can look at skills taught with them. So these matrices offer absolutely multiple backgrounds to look at. Evidence-based is the one that is the most relevant, that is the most effective. So that's really where you want to focus. And you can click on these to view evidence-based practices. Down here at the bottom, you can see that there is prevention for dropout, for increasing graduation rates, for the literature map of dropout prevention. So when you're looking at evidence to develop your transition plan, dropout is a serious concern. So you can see where kind of all of that is falling. So these are just a couple of places that I would like for you to take a few minutes and play and try and navigate through to understand and get a better understanding of how to work this site. And I'll be here in the presentation to help you.